Tonight on News 7.
The state of Vermont is on high alert for incidents of grass fires because of dry weather conditions.
Construction continues on the Cancer Treatment Center at Northeastern Vermont Regional Hospital.
And the full-time faculty for the Vermont State Colleges continues to fight for better contracts and improvement of what they say is poor management. Good luck.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Kevin Jacobson.
And I'm Leslie Engel. Vermont State Police are currently investigating the theft of 5 vehicles from Linden, Sutton, and Glover, which were all stolen over the weekend. Police have arrested Lindenville resident Eric Bowman in the relation to the case. Bowman was allegedly involved in a hit-and-run accident on April 16th. He was reportedly driving a stolen Chevy Cavalier at the time. Anyone with information of the missing vehicles is asked to contact the Vermont State Police at 802-748-3111. Police also arrested Michael Pimentel on Friday. They had received reports of a vehicle traveling erratically on I-91 and upon arrival at the scene found the car pulled off the road without the lights on. Pimentel was processed for driving under the influence and also arrested on a previous warrant. He was charged with the violation of his probation.
A Sutton household got a little more than they bargained for today when they tried burning some of their junk. Dry conditions led to a controlled fire to spread. Sutton Fire Department responded to 144 Freedom Road around 1:45 this afternoon. A large portion of the yard and the woods were burnt, including a car in the driveway. The residents were burning without a permit. Officials say the dry conditions that led to the Sutton fire are causing the greatest fire risks in 25 years. Now the state has stopped distributing burning permits until further notice. Precipitation since March has been below the seasonal average. This past week has seen dozens of brush fires across the state of Vermont, including fires in Burke over the weekend.
In St. Johnsbury, we were pretty good. Over the weekend, we didn't issue any permits, and we were fortunate enough not to have any grass fires. A lot of communities around us were pretty busy over the weekend with grass fires, though.
Open burning without a permit could cost people up to $250.
Mobile methadone clinics in St. Johnsbury and Newport have been approved by the state. The clinics will allow recovering heroin addicts to get treatment closer to home. The Northeast Kingdom was chosen for the first mobile clinic in the state because Caledonia and Orleans County have the highest concentration of drug addicts in recovery. The program is costing the state $1.3 million.
Significant progress has been made on the construction site of the Norris Cotton Cancer Treatment Center in St. Johnsbury. News 7's Benjamin Riegel was at the site and has the update.
Construction began on the new Cancer Treatment Center last October at the old Ames building. The building will be set up in 2 halves, with one special room being designated for a linear accelerator, which is a high concentration radiation treatment that zeroes in on cancer cells.
But on one side we've set up a concrete bunker, we all call it, but it's a linear accelerator, and it's super thick concrete walls so radiation doesn't escape.
When the block building is finished being built, the oncology center will be on this side of the building. And if a dialysis center is able to come to the area, this side will provide the necessary space needed, as well as have the potential to host other services.
We do plan to file a letter of intent with the state probably in May or June to put dialysis in here, and that would also be in conjunction with Dartmouth Hitchcock, who's running the oncology center.
If there's ever a need or a request for an additional accelerator, this space has actually been designated for it. It's actually sized and shaped to actually duplicate the one that's right next to us. So if in the future, if there's ever any demand, it can actually be bid up for the hospital to have another accelerator back here.
Construction will be completed on the Cancer Treatment Center by September, and they hope to have it up and running by October. Benjamin Riegel, News 7, St. Johnsbury.
And now LSC meteorologist Jared Kaplan joins us with a first look at our weather. Jared, how's it looking out there today?
Well, you know, it is looking nice, but for those fires, certainly not good news. It's very dry out there. Temperatures are close to 70, though, in the upper valley. So if you're heading out to enjoy the weather, it certainly is a nice day. 62 right now in Whitefield, and across northern New Hampshire, it is generally in the lower 60s. But look off to the south from Portland to Concord and Keene. It's right around 70 degrees, and this warmer weather is going to be lifting northward and actually pushing in our direction from the west for the day tomorrow, so it is going to be a nice warm day. Look at these temperatures off to the west. Fargo, North Dakota is 85 degrees right now, but you head just a little bit further off to the west in Helena, Montana, it's 41, and they're seeing a little bit of snow out in that direction. So clear skies over us right now, but that warmer weather pushes in our direction. Not many clouds associated with the warmer weather, but it's not going to be long-lived. Again, we did see temperatures cooling down very quickly off to the west, further off to the west, and we're going to see some of that cool weather and maybe even some snow showers towards the later part of the week. But for now, enjoy the mild weather. Again, we are going to be looking at middle 70s for tomorrow and then gradual cooling for the rest of the week. And again, rain and snow showers by later in the week. I'll have details coming up in just a few minutes.
That 85 looked great. Well, thanks, Jared. News 7 will return after the break with the following stories.
Filming of the Jay Craven production Disappearances continues to affect traffic in St. Johnsbury.
And one local organization is working to teach children the value of carpooling. Please stay with us.
This is Model T20. He has cancer. This is Curious 901. She has cancer too. This is Malcolm W. His wife has cancer. This is the Cancer Survivors Network, a place where people can get together online to share information, get support, and get hope. This is the American Cancer Society. This is where to go for help.
When I found out my jeans were made by children in sweatshops, I wrote to all the stores that carry the brand and it said stop supporting companies who use child labor in sweatshops. But I just got letters back with coupons for discounts on more jeans. So I'm telling my friend and she flips out because between all the letters and coupons, some paper company cut down a small forest, killing thousands of plant species which may have contained vaccines for AIDS. Meanwhile, the guys cutting down the trees are 13-year-old kids who will work night and day to buy a pair of jeans made in sweatshops.
While some Vermonters are thinking spring, the Fish and Wildlife Board is planning for the fall deer hunting season. The board will meet on Thursday to adopt rule changes such as restriction on smaller bucks by prohibiting the shooting of spike horns during the archery, rifle, and muzzleloader seasons. A controversial issue the board will look at involves how and when the department issues antlerless permits.
U.S. Senator Patrick Leahy spoke about Marla Ruzicka on the Senate floor today. Ruzicka was a campaigner killed by a car bomb in Baghdad on Saturday. The 28-year-old was in Iraq conducting door-to-door surveys, trying to determine the number of civilian casualties after she helped secure millions of dollars in aid money from Congress for distribution in Iraq. Leahy is also in hopes to help plan a memorial service for her in Washington. The filming of Disappearances continued to shut down sections of St. Johnsbury today. Main Street was closed to make way for the latest Jay Craven production. The street was closed to through traffic from Eastern Avenue to Thetis Lane in order to film a scene from the movie. Drivers also found limited parking space on the northern part of Main Street and Summer Street. Additional parking could be found at the St. Johnsbury School and St. Johnsbury Academy, and RCT offered a shuttle bus to commuters.
And what we're doing to help the community is we're making the loop just about every 15 minutes. So between 6:50 and this morning and probably 6 o'clock this evening, we'll probably do about 33 to 35 loops so that people can get to where they need to go.
The road is scheduled to reopen to local traffic soon.
Rural Community Transit isn't only providing a shuttle service for today's shooting of Disappearances, they're also giving children in the local area a shot at meeting the governor. RCT, located on Bay Street in St. Johnsbury, is holding a poster contest, the theme being, why is carpooling cool?
This is for to educate the kids about what they can do to help clean the environment, reduce pollution, reduce the number of vehicles on the streets and highways, and it just gives them public awareness. And if it makes them aware, then they'll bring the material home to their parents, and it's a family learning experience.
RCT welcomes all 4th, 5th, and 6th grade students from Caledonia, Lamoille, Orleans, and Essex counties to participate. The winner gets a ride in a Caledonia Sheriff's car to Montpelier, where he or she will meet Governor Jim Douglas. No one is left out. However, T-shirts will be given to all the children who participate. If you are interested in the contest, call RCT at 748-8170 or log on to www.ridrct.org.
The ongoing contracting and management disagreements between the Vermont State Colleges and the full-time faculty were taken to the State House during a news conference by the Faculty Federation on Friday to tell one side of the story. News 7's Abigail Stattimore was there and has more.
Friday in Montpelier, days after Linden and Castleton State Colleges voted no confidence in Chancellor Clark, school was out for the VSC Faculty Federation and inside the State House.
We feel that harm is being done to our institutions, to our students, and to the educations that they will receive, and to the degrees that they will carry with them into the workplace.
With standing room only, the floor was open to share frustrations with the management of the VSC.
Student enrollment, all-time high. Full-time faculty are declining.
The reason the early retirement benefit got into the contract to begin with is because management proposed it. Management proposed it in the 70s because management understood that the salaries weren't high enough to attract faculty.
Well, I've paid 15 years into the system, and now my benefit is going to be gone. And what I think is, oh my God, had I known this 15 years ago, if I could just roll time back, I would have put this money into the stock market and I would be a lot better off.
They're giving us a good education, and they should get what they deserve.
The full-time faculty contract awaits its turn on the legislature floor.
They can do anything they want with our contract. It's up to them.
But the issue has already drawn attention.
I'm for the faculty's position. I think basically they do a great job for the students of Vermont, and that they do that job for a very modest salary. So I'm supportive of your efforts.
We hope that either through resolution or continuing to work with Senator Welch and the leadership in the Senate, that we will bring the two sides back together again.
Until the legislature takes on the contracting dispute, full-time faculty can do nothing but wait.
We've done everything we can. We've brought this to the public, and we hope that for the benefit of our students that we can get this worked out.
Abigail Stattimore, News 7, Montpelier.
Students from Vermont Technical College presented a petition of 300 signatures in support of the faculty's position. Chancellor Clark contacted News 7 today and said the VSC is preparing to respond to many, quote, allegations that are not true, unquote, made by the full-time faculty. A lobbyist for the VSC was present at the news conference on Friday, but News 7 was not able to obtain an interview.
When we return, the state of Vermont has found that 56% of high school students have consumed alcohol.
We'll tell you what one local school has done to increase the awareness of the problem. Stay tuned.
One day, you were simply struggling to be a dad. The next, you're coping with a diagnosis of childhood cancer. CureSearch.org can help. It's run by doctors and scientists whose research has led to an overall cure rate of 78%. You're not as alone as you feel.
Diversification. It's a pretty big word, but easy to understand, especially when it comes to structuring your investment portfolio. Having diversity in your investments is always a good idea. It not only makes your overall portfolio more balanced, it can provide you with a little peace of mind by helping you to minimize your risks. Simply put, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Learn more about the importance of diversifying your portfolio and choose to save.
Well, hello. There's nothing more rewarding than helping a kid.
Now, a few observations. Imaginary friends, now you see them, now you don't.
Not all hidden talents are socially acceptable. Be conscious of size differences.
Moments like these happen every day.
Lend your support. Go to bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
Until next time.
And welcome back. Well, Jared joins us now with a look at the weather. And Jared, wow, great day weather-wise outside today. Pulled out the shorts and sandals.
It was a great day weather-wise, and you know what? You can't see us at home, but he still has the shorts and sandals on beneath that anchor desk. All right, temperatures out there are very warm out there right now. Today we did make it up to right around 62 degrees. If you like today, you'll like tomorrow. It's going to get at least 10 degrees warmer than this. We had a low temperature of only 39. Our average this time of year is 32. So, wow, it was a nice day. And it is still 60 degrees out there right now. Of course, plenty of sunshine, certainly helping to keep those temperatures up there. They're going to be falling off, though, nicely for tonight, below freezing for many of us. But again, right now, certainly a far-fetched from freezing. It is 63 in Newbury. And up to the north, it is in the low 60s as well. Island Pond is hanging in there at 60 degrees. Further off to the south, temperatures are just starting to go down. It was 70 degrees last hour from Concord to Keene and close to that in Portland, but things are starting to cool down and temperatures will be cooling down pretty fast tonight, and the reason is because look at all this clear sky that we have. A lot of sunshine right now all across the northeast, and once the sun goes down, that will really allow our temperatures to plummet. You look off to the west, there really is not much in terms of clouds. In fact, if you want to see clouds, you really have to head over to the Central Plains, and it's going to take some time for those to move in our direction. In fact, I think those will stay off to the south. A few more clouds up to the north will gradually be sliding southward as we head through the next few days, and the reason is because of this cold front up in central Canada right now. But again, that is going to be slowly pushing off to the southeast as we head through the next few days. Out ahead of it, some warm weather comes up for the day tomorrow, and then that cooler weather begins to move down over us as we head towards the middle part of the week. I think the first part of the day on Wednesday will be nice, and then things will be getting much cooler. Possibly a little bit of snow, actually, by the later part of the week, a little bit of snow mixing in with the snow showers. But again, for tomorrow, a nice day all across the boards. We are going to be looking at 70s across much of the country, even 80s further off to the south, more specifically here in the Northeast Kingdom. Middle 70s from St. Johnsbury. This might be conservative. We could be seeing some upper 70s in some of the deeper valleys. 80 degrees, though, as you head down towards the Massachusetts border after a low tonight, which will be right around freezing here in the Northeast Kingdom. So let's check out your forecast for here in the Northeast Kingdom. It goes this way for tonight. Again, it is going to be mostly clear. Low temperatures will be dropping back down into the lower 30s. And then for tomorrow, wow, those temperatures rebound nicely very quickly during the later part of the morning and early afternoon. They will be getting up to around 75 degrees. Then for Tuesday night, partly cloudy with low temperatures in the lower 50s. A mild night out there, certainly an open window night out there for Tuesday night. And as we head through the next 5 days, you are going to be looking at generally on and off again rain and snow showers, actually. We're going to be looking at a nice day on Tuesday again, as we mentioned, slowly cooling off as we head towards the later part of the week, and then a few rain or snow showers out there later in the day on Friday and early on Saturday morning. But temperatures only by the weekend in the 40s, but still for tomorrow in the middle 70s. Wow. Enjoy that.
From 75 degrees to a chance of snow, does this mean a prolonged skiing season, you think?
Well, I don't think it's really going to be that much snow. In the higher elevations, yeah, maybe we'll see an inch or two, but other than that, no.
All right, Jared, thanks a lot. Commissioners Mike Quinn announced today that Thomas Murray is the new Deputy Commissioner of Economic Development in the state of Vermont. Murray replaces Richard Smith, who has been named Deputy Commissioner of the Department of Public Service. In state house politics, the word veto rarely passes a governor's lips. But if the proposed health care bill that is backed by the House Democrats passes, Governor Douglas says he's, quote, very explicitly totally opposed, end quote. Douglas's staff says there's a message in his statement. It's an acronym for the word veto. Democrats say they will continue to push their bill. House Health Care Committee Chairman John Tracy says, quote, we intend to move proactively. That's an acronym, too. It spells WIMP.
The Vermont House and Human Services Committee will not vote on a bill that would allow physician to assist suicide. Chairwoman Ann Pugh says the Death with Dignity bill needs the full attention of the committee, and there is not enough time this session. If the bill passed, it would make Vermont the second state in the nation to allow a physician to prescribe lethal doses of medicine to terminally ill patients. In a recent risk behavior survey involving high school students, the state found that 56% have consumed alcohol at least one drink in the past 30 days, as well as 21% of 8th graders. News 7's Hallie Schwinnard reports.
Vermont has recently been ranked #1 in the country among teen alcohol deaths. Teens are consuming 20% of all alcohol sold, while problem drinkers are consuming 30%.
Any minor who is age 16 to 20, if it's a first offense, if they possess alcohol, consume alcohol, falsely represent their age to procure alcohol, it's a civil charge, and they must complete a teen alcohol safety program or face a $300 fine.
And it's not just the underage drinkers who can be fined. It can also be those condoning the problem. If a teen injures someone while on a state highway, that parent or whomever provided alcohol for the minor can be charged with a felony.
For example, if somebody just hosts a party where they're not providing the alcohol, if they're just giving the kids a place to party, they can still be charged as if they had furnished the alcohol themselves. If they just furnish to a minor or allow a minor to drink, it's up to 2 years in jail, up to a $500 fine.
As of right now, counties throughout Vermont can't interact with one another. So if an underage drinker is caught in 2 different counties, there would be no way of telling this. So that offender would be charged for another first offense violation. Once the state has set up its new database, this will no longer be an issue. Counties will be able to converse very easily with one another. The system was supposed to be up and running by the 1st of April. Hallie Schwinnard, News 7, Orleans.
If you have any questions about the laws concerning underage drinking, you can visit www.state.vt.us/DLC.
And coming up, we'll have a roundup of your local sports from the weekend.
And we'll bring you the latest from the Boston Red Sox and how one Red Sox spouse made her own way into Boston sports headlines.
News 7 Sports is next.
Hi, I'm Tracy. I've had a heart transplant. Without this heart transplant, I would actually not be around anymore. The heart transplant has given me my life back. It's allowed me to have a son. I'm able to take him out to the park. I'm able to push him on his bike. Anything that a young mom loves to do with her kid, I do.
You have the power to donate life. Be an organ and tissue donor. To find out how, go today to donatelife.net.
I just wanted to eat like a normal human being, you know? Just something I could hold down without the horrible pain.
Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis are diseases that attack the digestive system.
A feeding tube's not my idea of a good meal.
At the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America, we're excited about the latest research.
Then there was this new drug.
Thousands of people are being treated with new drug therapies.
Doc said it doesn't work for everyone, but I got lucky.
CCFA provides a lifeline of research, education, and support.
Now I'm taking food the old-fashioned way. I'm eating it.
Many people feel that once they voted,
The Littleton Crusaders took to the field for a doubleheader against Mascoma this weekend. They won the first game 5-1 and the second 11-4. Littleton will host Interlakes on Wednesday. Also in action this past weekend, in the St. Johnsbury boys lacrosse team beat Burlington 9-6. In the upcoming sports calendar, games are limited this week as the Vermont Public Schools have spring break. The Linden Institute boys baseball team will travel to play South Royalton tomorrow at 4 o'clock. We will have more local sports for you tomorrow at 5:30.
The Boston Red Sox finished up a weekend sweep over the Tampa Bay Devil Rays with a 3-1 win. Tim Wakefield pitched strong innings, yielding only 4 hits for the Sox to pick up his second win of the season. Edgar Renteria hit a 2-run home run in the top of the third to help propel the Sox to the win. Because of Patriots Day, the Boston Red Sox got right back underway this morning at 11 a.m. against the Toronto Blue Jays. We picked things up in the bottom of the third. The Red Sox are already up 5-1 with the bases loaded when Mark Bellhorn hits a two-run double to put up the Sox up by 6. Schilling had a great game. He only pitched 5 innings but recorded 10 strikeouts for his first win of the year. In the bottom of the 6th, Manny Ramirez hits a ball deep to the left. It appears the ball hit the wall, but it actually hit a lip of metal over the wall, making it a home run. The umpires eventually made the right call and Toronto's manager John Gibbons is thrown out for arguing the call. The Red Sox went on to win 12-7, improving their record to 8-5 on the season. The 109th running of the Boston Marathon saw more than 20,000 runners take to the streets of Boston. One of those runners was Shona Schilling, wife of Red Sox starting pitcher Curt Schilling. Catherine Durebo of Kenya won the women's race, becoming the first woman and only the third runner in the race history to win the event 4 times. The men's race saw not just 1 but 2 Americans place in the top 10 for the first time since 1987. Alan Culpepper finished 4th with a time of 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 39 seconds. His American counterpart, Peter Gilmore, finished 10th at 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 32 seconds. The top men's finisher was Hailu Niju of Ethiopia.
We've all heard of the typical high school spring sports, baseball, track, and golf, to name a few, but the girls of the Arctic Circle and Ultimate Frisbee team geared up this weekend for the first annual Girls Invitational. News 7 Andy Gordon reports.
Baseball, track, lacrosse, and golf, all typical signs of the spring athletic season rolling off to a great start. But for the Arctic Circle,
STJ girls!
The season isn't rolling until the Frisbees are spinning.
The sign of spring is ultimate for me.
It's a game that puts a whole new spin on sports.
It's different because in baseball or something, you kind of stick with your own team. Here you really interact with the other team.
The sport is called Ultimate Frisbee, a game that is played similar to football. 2 differences being blocking the offense as opposed to tackling them and passing the Frisbee, not running to the end zone to score. The game is all about motivation.
And you need to be able to get yourself out there and keep running to the disc, and sometimes you need to lay out for it. I don't really like to do that, but
the Arctic Circle boys and girls team started here at St. Johnsbury Academy in the fall of 2002. Ultimate Frisbee teams are more popular than you might think. Vermont has 4, New Hampshire has 10, and throughout New England there's over 50. The coach of the team says it's great that the team finally gets a hand in the sport.
And it kind of just exploded. We ended up traveling to 6 tournaments, New York and Connecticut, all over Massachusetts. We played in 33 games, and it really built. We got our own uniforms, we printed our own discs.
So with years of dreaming and practices indoors, outdoors, and during all seasons, the St. Johnsbury girls are getting closer to winning the first annual Girls Invitational against teams from New England and even Canada.
they had great throws and they had great cuts, so overall they were one of the best teams we played today.
And staying a strong, spirited team might be the ticket to victory at this year's Invitational, and it might just allow the Arctic Circle to hang around for a while, doing what they do best.
We're looking at this going as long as the school's around. The school's been around since 1842, so we're looking to go for a lot longer.
Reporting for News 7 in St. Johnsbury, I'm Andy Gordon.
The St. Johnsbury girls team ended up taking third place in the Invitational, and this is out of 10 teams. We can catch the Arctic Circle boys team in action May 22nd for their first tournament at St. Johnsbury Academy. And now Jared Kaplan joins us with our last look at the weather. Jared, you know, I can't help but feel that Mother Nature is teasing us. You know, what can our viewers expect?
Yeah, you know, Mother Nature really is teasing us. It's going to get cool out there once again. If we look at the 5-day forecast, you can see that it's going to feel like anything but the Arctic Circle out there. Tomorrow we're going to be looking at temperatures well up into the 70s. But yeah, it's a tease. By Wednesday we cool down around 8 or 9 degrees. Same thing for Thursday. And then for Friday, by later in the day on Friday, we could be looking at a few rain showers, maybe mixing with a little bit of snow, especially in the higher elevations as we head through Friday night and first thing Saturday morning with little, if any, accumulation. And then we should be looking at things nicer but cool for much of the weekend.
Sounds good, Jared.
It's looking nice.
All right, well, that's all for today's edition of News 7. I'm Leslie Engel.
I'm Kevin Jacobson.
And I'm Jared Kaplan.
Join us again tomorrow at 3 p.m. and 5:30 for the area's latest news, sports, and weather. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.